Hey, what's up? Madison here, coming to you all the way from the geysers in Iceland. This past Reykjavik, just finished up my European tour, and now I'm on my way back to Canada, and I'm getting soaked. And today, what do I want to talk to you? Little dirty lens there. There you go, Mr. Lens. Good shit. So I thought while I was driving through here about a very interesting topic for today's video, and that is this idea that once you learn game, you have all these fancy techniques that it can be a shell on the outside, but deep down inside you feel like you still suck and you feel like you are the same person. And it takes a while for those two identities to come together and make sense so you feel like a brand new person. You might even have a complete identity clash because at work you might be a complete beta, right? At work you're saying sorry, apologizing, your boss is kicking your ass. Then you go out to the club and you're dominating clubs and you're aggressive and you're alpha and you're really outspoken and you feel like you're not the same person. You don't really know who you are anymore. You're a different person around your family, different person around your friends that know about self-development and pickup, a different person around your friends that don't know about it. It's just driving you insane because you don't know who you are anymore. Well, today we're going to talk about how to fix that, how to put it together and get rid of the problem and solve it so you feel like you are the same dude throughout. What it all comes down to is roles. What are the roles that you have been playing in your life? Those roles are just a part of you. They are not you. So up until now, if you're 22 years old, you've been playing a role that you've been dealt with by your nurturing of your environment or your nature or just whatever, how people treated you when you were younger, as you got older, how friends treated you, what happened to you in school, and that's a role that you were dealt with. But if you were dealt a completely different story in life, you believe something completely different about yourself. For example, a kid that grows up in a third world country and he's playing in the dirt and he has no sandals on, he's kicking around an old deflated soccer ball. Does that mean that he's destined in his whole life to be poor? Is he committed to poverty and there's nothing he can do about it? Is he destined to have that life over and over? Not necessarily. It's just a circumstance or situation. However, our circumstances that we grow up in make us believe that's who we are. We believe that's all that we are. We are our circumstance and nothing more. We believe that we are that story. And we buy into that story, man. We believe that story so hardcore. We think that's all that we can be, and it's all that we ever will be, because it's all that we've historically been. And the way that the brain works is the brain looks for facts, not visions of what could happen. It's based in survival, and survival means what happened already, what happened in the past, and our brain is just stuck with that, and that keeps us from moving forward and progressing and changing our identities. All right, so number two, take a sincere audit of your life and ask yourself, what will happen if I continue to be in my environment with this old identity? And ask yourself, what are the consequences of that? See it for real, visualize it, take your time, feel it. What are the consequences if you continue to have this identity in an environment? Then ask yourself also the positive. What are the positives that will happen to me if I have my new identity in this environment? Okay? Think about your friends. If I continue to be my old self with my friends, what's going to happen? Are they going to leave me? Are they going to start to continue to shit on me? Are they continue to just think I'm okay? Or are they going to maybe they think you're great so far. I don't know. Maybe your friends love you the way you are. Or if you change, what's the negative side? What's the plus side? Every single area, friends, work, relationships, ex-girlfriends. Think about the future potential girlfriends that you haven't even met yet. Think about the future wife, the future harem, the future whatever it is, girl who teaches you something. Think about all these people and take an audit of it and say, if it doesn't happen, how bad is it going to be? And really feel that fucking pain, like deep in your gut. Really feel it, make it real to yourself. And also take an audit of it and ask yourself, if it does happen, how great is it going to be? Be sincere about it. Don't bullshit yourself. Be legit, okay? Because if you don't do this right now, you're never gonna do it. Take 2 minutes, pause the video. I don't even really care, man. Pause the video, take 2 minutes, do it for yourself. Go back and forth between the positive and the negative until you feel comfortable with both. You want to start to blur the line between the positive and the negative of your identity. You have to blur the line between, oh, it's gonna be so great if this happens, and it'll be so horrible if it doesn't happen. I want you to have neutral feelings a little bit towards both, all right? So you're no longer scared of the darkness, because if you're scared of failing and scared of shifting your identity, you never will, because you have so much emotion towards that negative. So what you do is shake it up so it doesn't weigh you down as much, it doesn't have that pull and that draw. So I'm at the Glue Lagoon in Iceland right now, and I want to jump in here and throw one more piece in. It's a concept I'm calling the Rick Ross technique. Bows. So what is the Rick Ross technique? I'm going to tell you before I go get my facial mask. It's going to help you to change your identity. It's going to help you to shift your roles. I'm going to show you this technique, and it's going to change the way you see yourself if you implement it in your life. So what it is you look at the rapper Rick Ross, okay? If you do some research on him, you can find out that he used to be a parole officer. Or I think it's a warden at a prison. Let's slap a photo up there so you guys can see it. And when he was doing that, he was deciding to go into rap. And then he became this rapper. He looks into his rap music now, the boss. What is it? It's like gold chains, it's like bitches and hoes, it's like incarceration, it's like gangster rap, right? Which is very different than how he used to live and the life he used to live. So you think to yourself, how could actually he was in the media as well for this, because people were making fun of him. They're saying, how could a rapper the guy go from one personality completely shifting to the exact opposite? And the reason is because think of what a rapper does with lyrics. First of all, he thinks it's some braggadocio shit, some shit that's amazing, where he's bragging about himself. And then what he does is he says it, and he's like, yeah, this is really good. He writes it down on paper, he believes in it, he puts his body into motion, and then he repeats it over and over again. Then he goes to a studio, and then when he's in the studio, then he finally just says it with a lot of emotion. And he's like, yeah, da-da-da-da-da. He's like he's into it with emotion. And then after that, what does he do? He says like 20 or 30 times over and over again, and then does it on tour. So the idea, here goes some security passing by. So the idea is they really, really live the lyrics. It's almost like, if you study the law of attraction, it's almost like it's an incantation or affirmation they do daily about how awesome they are. And it helps the rapper kind of brainwash himself over and over and over again, for better or for worse, into believing his new personality. So, I'm not telling you to be Rick Ross, I'm not telling you to be a gangster rapper, I'm not telling you to join Maybach Music. What I am telling you to do is to think about it. Think about the incantation, think about the affirmation, and think about saying with emotion, think about writing it down, and use these techniques to change your role and change your environment, change your identity in the way that you want to while moving forward. And last but not least, number 3, listen, man, you may have to leave your current environment. You might have to leave your job or switch into a job that has more hunger and more ambition in it, like a sales job. You might have to leave your current living situation. You might have to move out of home. You might have to move from the country you're in, the city you're in. And that's just part of growing. Those are growing pains. Don't fight it, man. Just go with it. Just go with it, because, listen, you'll regret it if you don't. Think about what you'll feel like if you don't make that move, if you don't take that jump, if you don't take that leap. It's 10 more years of what it's always been, 15 more years of pain, 20 more years of frustration, 25 more years of regrets. And you've been there, you've done that, and it's time to move on. And if you're ready to take that plunge, you're ready to make a serious step forward, I recommend you check out my program called Boss Man. Go to the website, bossbymadison.com. Tons of free launch videos there. Some of the best content I've ever made in my entire damn life. Check it out. Free content, 30-day money-back guarantee, information exactly on this, how to solve the problem of identity, how to do it slowly. I even include exercises to help you with that on your path. Check it out. Again, Madison, fucking pumped up, signing off from Iceland over by the falls, about to jump in. Keep in touch and don't be a stranger. 2018 is your year. Fucking do it.